All right. Hello, everyone.
Hello?
I did not see whether you want to talk for almost.
I am talking.
There we go. Perfect. You can be heard.
I am talking.
We are back. Apparently after a week I've forgotten how to work everything. But
Yay.
Yeah, so we are back. We're doing 428 Shibuya Scramble tonight because Lemur is out sick, unfortunately. So fingers crossed that she gets feeling better soon. But yay, Mana is audible. It's been a while. So luckily we have our recap. So as Osawa, we had to deal with Tanaka's banana getting in the way of our marriage. Yeah.
That was hot. I don't know how to feel about that sentence.
Yeah.
That's a nice way to word it.
As Mino Orikawa, we broke our promise in order to save lives. Then Yanagashita stole our laptop and led us to a bomb when we should have aimed for Miku. Yeah. We did some bad things last time, it's fine. As Achi, we heard Hitomi say she was lying about being our girlfriend, but we both know we want it to be true. Like, we got the thing now, you know? We're stupid and, you know, teenagers, so we're not gonna pick up on it, but, you know, like, it's okay. Saw the blue minivan on our spy cameras and witnessed Hitomi and Kanan take an explosion to the face. But at least we didn't get stabbed this time. And beware of Alfred. So, let's see where we're at. Okay, so we hit the to be continued with them. Looks like we have Maria, Osawa, or Kano.
I feel like Osawa's like, we had to unlock something.
Yeah, it looks like we fixed that.
Okay, good.
Because Minorikawa's the only one still at a bad end.
Okay, let's fix the man. Whatever's wrong with him.
I don't know what's wrong with him. Let's see. Unexpected explosion. Ew. Okay, so Miku needs to go into the knick-knack shop, which means we have to go back to Tama.
Oh, okay, so let's go to Tama.
Okay, apparently, we have undone. I'm just gonna stop with the English for a second.
What's English? I don't.
What's English? I don't know. Anyways, Tama. When I arrive at the alley, though, there's nobody there. Paradoxically, I'm both relieved and severely disappointed. Then I happen to notice something lying on the ground. What is it? I pick it up. It's a notebook. Slipped into the back cover is a photo showing 2 boys and a girl.
That's sus for some reason.
I just realized, like, is that better?
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, well, what do I do now? Do I go to the police? How would I even explain the situation? I can see it now. There's this person out there, and he's after this person named Hitomi Osawa. And then the police would be like, who is that? And who exactly is after her? And then what would I say? Heck, they might not even give me the time of day in the first place. Not only do I not have any idea who Hitomi Osawa is, I know nothing about the guy who's after her except that he walks with a cane. I mean, I can't even tell them who I am. They'd probably shoo me away without a second thought. Oh, what am I supposed to do? I hang my head at a total loss. The necklace around my neck sways idly to and fro.
Like an anime protagonist.
Yes. Okay, we've hit a keep out, so apparently we're not doing anything with Tama yet.
Okay.
I don't know if we have
a you tried star.
I know.
Sticker.
that didn't. Okay.
Back to this.
Yeah. Okay. Actually, let's see. This might actually be Tama.
Maybe.
Sister sounds possible. It was heading towards Tina. That's what he says. What about your sister? There we go. Yay! Yep. Maria!
Jumpity jump.
Da 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 da. Eventually, I muster up the energy to start walking around town, heading nowhere in particular. The billboard outside of a department store displays a poster of some female musician. She must be pretty popular because lots of passerby stop to take a good look. It's Aya Kamiki.
Eh,
Am I just imagining things? I feel like I saw this same poster somewhere very recently. Standing underneath the sign is a woman talking on her cell phone. It looks weirdly like Aya Kamiki.
she's very
Yeah.
famous.
It sounds like she's having an argument with whoever's on the line. I don't want to be nosy, so I just pass on by. Her father right now is like fucking losing it.
Oh yeah.
Like, how do you tell your dad, hey, I saw like your favorite musician on the street and I did nothing?
He's probably gonna scream in his sleep and then like bury his face into a pillow and kya, maybe. Like I don't
Yeah.
know.
As I come out onto Koendori, I gradually come to a halt. I'm a little tired from all this aimless wandering around. I let my gaze stray along the street as I consider my next move. Then I catch sight of a blue minivan parked across the street. That was what blew up last time. Oh! Suddenly my heart starts pounding. I know this. I know this minivan. If I
Nope.
head over to it, I'm sure I'll remember something.
No.
As if
Don't
as if pulled by some huge magnet, I make my way toward the vehicle. I mean,
don't do it.
oh, yep, that. Oh.
Jesus.
There's a sudden thunderous boom. I'm knocked flat by a blast of energy, and the world goes all topsy-turvy. As I lie in shock, a wave of unfamiliar images fills my mind. Oh, do we have our memories back?
Did we get our amnesia reversed by explosion?
A cloud of whirling dust in some place that isn't Japan. A simple room with unfamiliar architecture. A girl. And I know the girl's name. Her name is... Da da da. On the verge of that revelation, my
Her name is.
consciousness
I'm
fades
not gonna
away.
tell you.
I am not going to tell you.
Damn it.
All right, we have hit a bad end. Number 45, a sudden blast. Maria arrived on Koendori just in time to get caught in the minivan explosion. If she's going to avoid this fate, she needs to stay away from that vehicle. Someone else's actions can ensure that Hana Toyama crosses paths with her again. Then Maria will talk to her and avoid the minivan. That's Achi, remember? Because I think that's Achi at least. Because it wasn't this the time that we ran into Hana and made her drop all the papers? But also, I must not have gone far enough when going back to Miku.
Imagine losing our current memories this time and we regain our old memories. That would be great.
Yeah, really.
That would be so good.
Um,
And in doubt, assume Minorikawa will screw things up.
yeah, really.
Ooh.
Yeah, because I don't have anything with Miku anymore. Like, the conversation with Miku is still there, but I don't have yeah, we just have a long talk with her.
Yeah.
So, okay.
So we did talk to her. What are we doing wrong?
I don't know.
Wham!
It must be someone else that has to do something. So let's go ahead and make sure Maria doesn't die. So I guess we're going to leap to one side. Achi took a quick leap to one side. He managed to avoid crashing into her by taking a tumble himself, but the girl was still definitely a bit shocked. Sorry about that, Achi said. Are you alright? But the girl didn't answer or even meet Achi's eye. She just looked around as if in a daze. Was she waiting on someone, maybe? Odd kid, Achi thought. I hope she's okay. Once more, Achi and Hitomi set off running. Alright. So let's see if that has reversed Maria's fate, and it has.
Oh, hell yeah!
Yay!
We're not dead.
We're not dead. Let's try this again. Okay, so we're going to walk around town. We're gonna see Ayakamiki.
What a queen.
Mm-hmm. I catch sight of little Hana in front of the billboard. She's showing something to a woman there, some colorful sheets of paper. Hmm? The woman looks a lot like the musician in the poster. Moreover, I have the feeling I've seen her someplace before. Where could I have seen her?
The poster.
Man, having amnesia is really a pain in the ass. I have no idea of knowing whether I've forgotten something or had no memory of it in the first place. The woman looks through the papers Hana held out to her, nodding approvingly at each one, and I can hear her murmur with admiration. Hana! I wave as I scamper on over to her. As I do, the woman abruptly hurries off.
Oh, shit.
Imagine being an 8-year-old and Ayakamiki likes whatever you're doing.
Right.
Hey, we meet again, I say. Hana just gives me a bored look. Who was that just now? I ask.
A celebrity. I don't know.
Hana quickly gathers up her belongings and starts walking briskly away.
Wow.
Hey, wait up! I call out. The girl ignores me. She's moving at a jog now, heading from Spanish Hill towards Coyandori. Ah! Oh, maybe that's you.
Ah!
As she steps out onto Coyandori, she trips and falls down hard. The contents of her bag spill out on the road.
Oh, whoops.
Catching up to her, I gather up some of the fallen pages. What's this? There are poems written on the colored paper. Poems, there are copies of a prose poem titled The False Monsoon. The poem delicately details the wavering emotions of an adolescent girl. Also, in a clever twist, if the text is read horizontally instead of vertically, it tells about a father's worries over his only daughter, who is now of marriageable age. Hana's genius will soon be discovered by Aya Kamiki, and she will go on to become a popular songwriter. Go Hana.
Okay, Hana.
A look of embarrassment crosses Hana's face, and she snatches the pages out of my hands.
Don't touch those. Those are for sale.
For sale?
I'm gonna be famous. I'm selling poems that I wrote.
Oh, wow, that's incredible! She looks surprised by the compliment.
Incredible? My friends at school said that they were dumb.
That's not true. I only saw a little just now, but I thought it was a really good poem.
You're just saying that. I mean, I've been out here in Shibuya for weeks trying to sell these, but the only person who bought one was that lady just now.
Hana lets out a mournful sigh. Well, what are you out here selling poems for anyway?
Money. I thought maybe I'd help pay back our debt.
Huh? Okay, that's not something I'd expect to hear from a little kid.
YOLO. My dad's in real deep.
She continues. The topic makes me think of Mr. Yanagashita. I guess today's my day for meeting people mired in debt.
And I'm only in elementary school, so I can't get a part-time job.
Japan's Labor Standards Act prohibits the hiring of children under the age of 15. For certain jobs within the entertainment industry, however, employers can obtain permission from the Labor Standards Inspections Office for younger children to work. I'm impressed. She's so brave. She's maybe a little hard to approach, but she is just a kid after all. She's so brave, I just want to give her a hug. Oh, Hana! Oh, maybe that's not me.
Oh, Hana!
I hear a strange wailing call from behind me. Startled, I turn around to see Mr. Toyama standing there, tears streaming from his eyes.
Hana, I'm so sorry. I had no idea you were trying so hard.
Toyama rushes up to the girl. It's quite the emotional father-daughter reunion. Or at least that's how it looks until Hana slaps her father across the face with her bundle of papers.
Shut up, old man.
What was that for?
Don't give me that. I'm sick of all this running around.
She delivers several more well-placed smacks with her little
She
craft
looks
project.
so happy. Why does she look so happy? Anyway, okay.
Toyama says at last.
I know you're upset, but I have to ask you for just one thing. So we can see about getting through this day, yeah?
Okay, but just one.
I can't help but find this ornery interaction kind of charming. You two get along really well, don't you? I say.
Yep.
Nope.
The two give simultaneous contradictory replies. Then Hana sullenly starts to walk off, with Toyama tottering after her.
Oh yeah, Hana and Pearls would definitely get along.
Oh, they would absolutely get along.
Besties. Instant besties. Oh yeah.
It's such a weird little sight that I can't help but laugh. Well, later then.
Oh yeah, he does look like Uncle Felix from Spy
Oh no.
Kids. Oh shit!
But we lived.
Picture.
But we lived.
Oh, but we lived. Okay, that's good.
Oh, maybe we didn't.
Oh no!
Oh, we did. Okay, that didn't crush us.
Okay. Holy shit.
It got close, but...
What a cutscene, though. I wonder if it's the same actress or they got literal twins. Like,
I have no idea. Guess we can look at the credits if we remember. Further along Koendori, I come across a car on the roadside that's spectacularly aflame. A group of onlookers surrounds it in a confused uproar. It seems almost unreal, like I'm looking at a set for a TV show or something. I stand there staring into the flames. Huh? What's that? I can see something. The raging heat makes the air shimmer. The scent of dry sand fills my nose. A gust of searing wind tugs at my hair. Where am I? Decaying roads, decaying houses, a decaying city. Lots of decay. And the people who live there. People who live. People who live. People who live. I don't know how many more times I'm going to say that.
A lot of people who live.
Mhm.
The people are alive, y'all.
Mhm.
Like, they're living.
Yes, not the dead people. We're only talking about the living ones. Screw the dead
God.
people. There's someone by my side. Someone is with me watching all of this. It's a girl. The person with me is a girl, slightly younger than me. She says something to me.
Ana Isme.
Okay. Cat's Cradle.
Oh, hey.
Cat's Cradle. That's my voice now. We were vibing. It's fine.
Oh, still the same. Cat's Cradle?
Whose voice was that? What's going on? Who am I talking to? Yeah, Cat's Cradle. I'm showing someone how to do a cat's cradle with string. But who? Who am I showing how to do a cat's cradle?
Your bestie.
Kanan.
Oh, shit.
The word Kanan echoes in my head. Kanan? I utter the name aloud. The images floating through my mind are beginning to break up and vanish. But I feel like, for a brief moment at least, I'd caught hold of the edges of some of my lost memories. That's right. Kanan. As soon as I say it, I'm filled with a powerful sense of duty. There's something I'm responsible for, something that I needed to do. And if I don't, this Kanan person is going to be in grave danger. Calm down. Just calm down. I'm pleading with myself now, fighting the impulse to take off running. If I did, where would I go? I have no idea what my destination or my goal even is. Please, please remember something. Please, please. I gaze out at the flames, practically praying now. Uh-oh.
Don't move.
A voice hisses in my ear, and I feel something hard press against my back. I don't need to turn around to recognize whose voice it is. I thought you said you didn't have any business with,
I did a little thinking.
says the man with the cane, slowly.
About how I might lure out Hitomi Osawa, see? I'm going to use you as bait.
Well, fuck.
No!
And the best part of this is, Maria still doesn't know who Hitomi is, so, but we've hit to be continued.
Big ooh.
Yay!
Oh shit.
Oh, shit.
Well,
Okay, well, we've got the kids through these. Now we just got to get the rest of them.
Yeah.
All right, so I believe we have Osawa or looks like Kano.
Wait, wait, who was in the bad end?
Minorikawa's at the bad end.
Oh, never mind.
Because we can't figure out.
Right. Let's do Osawa. I feel like
we've got to be really close to the end.
Yeah, we have to.
We've got 10 minutes left in this time block for him, so.
Yeah.
Is something wrong, Mr. Osawa?
Kajiwara was leaning in, looking concerned. Osawa came back into the moment with a start and realized he had buried his face in his hands.
You want another banana?
punch him in the face. Oh my god. You son of a bitch! Yay! Okay. Sorry. Why am I cheering? Sorry. He wound up for a punch to Alcarawan's face, only to have his arm caught forcibly by the elbow. Spinning his head around, he found Stanley standing. God damn it, Stanley, let go of me! But the American had a grip of steel, and Kano's arm wouldn't budge. Stanley, this is the one time I'm asking you to let me punch a guy in the face.
They allow you to assault suspects here in Japan, do they?
Yes, when it's justified. Kano bit his lip and then lowered his shaking fist. No, of course not, he growled. Alcarawan let out a nasal chuckle that I will kick him in the ass for later, as he watched the pair. With the coldest glare, Stanley strolled over to him. Oh man, this is intense. Oh no, this is sus.
Gonna fucking kill you.
Oh, this is very sus. Stanley, you are American. You should know all about this.
Yeah, really?
Yeah, you're the American here. God damn it. Anyway, he leaned in close to whisper something, and all at once the blood drained from Alcarawan's face.
Good. I don't know what he said, but good.
Yeah, same. Visibly shaken, Alcarawan said something back to Stanley. Oh shit. He probably told him he's gonna get rickrolled in prison. Like, forever. Stanley gave a slight nod, then left the captive with the police escort. Kano went over to him. Hey, what was that all about?
Apparently, Alcarawan gave Hitomi some instructions. Told her to get into a blue minivan that was parked along Dogonzaka.
So Stanley's hunch had been correct. But why had Alcarawan confessed so quickly? How'd you get him to talk?
You don't need to know that.
Yes, I do, bitch.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do. Damn. Okay, turning on his heel, Stanley went to report news about the blue van to the task force. Kuse's immediately, wow, I could talk today, directed the detectives nearest Dogonzaka to look into it, but they found no blue minivan in the area.
Yeah, unsurprisingly, because, like, 5 hours ago was when Hitomi and Achi found it.
Right, also things are blowing up for some reason.
Yeah.
The order then came down for all personnel to search for the vehicle, because it's probably finna blow up. Kano thought back to another item in the Dick Diary. Dictum number 14. Use the dead as a stepping stone. Don't say that, but be sure to die a stepping stone yourself. Bitch! Wait, no. No. In the abstract, Kano could appreciate the nobility of self-sacrifice, but when he thought of Sasayama's bloodstained figure, it wasn't so easy to keep his emotions in check. Yeah, like the exception is Sasayama. We're not allowed to
Exactly. First time you've ever seen a fellow officer get hurt?
Oh no. Well, shut up, Stanley. Stanley had come back over to him.
We don't have time to relax. If you can't keep your anger in, then do something about it here and now.
Stanley pointed to his own jaw.
Hit me. American style.
What? Wait, what? Kano smiled at the unexpected proposal.
Are we gonna... Okay, we have an option. Okay, no thanks, I'll be fine. Don't hit him. I'm the one who deserves to be hit. Feel guilty. Or just throw a haymaker.
I want to punch Stanley very bad.
Okay, let's throw a punch.
Because he won't tell me shit. Without a word, Kano threw a punch. Hell yeah. America. Wow.
He did say to hit him.
Right, I mean, you asked.
You asked,
so
yeah.
I just delivered. You know, like, okay. Like, you told me to do it. Like, you can't blame me for this. Anyway, Stanley soaked up the rage-fueled flow, his face a mask of calm. Kano felt all the more miserable in the face of such unflinching resolve. Unflinching, wow. Oh, that's you, right? No,
Nope, that's you.
me. No, oh, that's okay. If I weren't such a bumbling clod, Sasayama would never have.
Hey, don't blame yourself.
Stanley said.
You guys have been doing better than I expected.
More sarcasm, huh? Americans. Stanley's mouth curled up sheepishly, and he held his hands wide. Kuze's voice suddenly cut over the wireless.
We've located the blue minivan. It's in Jinnaman Ichome on Koendori.
Oh, hell nah! Tommy might be there, and maybe the kidnapper's ringleader will turn up too. One pure reflex, Kano broke into a run. Stanley followed close behind. Ha ha, you're slow, Stanley. They sped through the back streets, making their way towards Koendori. Back streets, back. Okay, Kano was a pretty fast runner, but Stanley kept up with him without apparent difficulty. Are we in the army or something?
No, the Marines.
The
Marines, the United States Marine Corps. A rapid deployment force specializing in amphibious landing operations. I've never seen the word amphibious used outside of frogs, so I just had the weirdest mental image. An independent branch of the armed forces along with the Army, Navy, and Air Force. The Marines' motto is Semper Fidelis, Latin for always faithful.
It wasn't much further to Koendori.
Kano, if we find that van, don't get too close.
Stanley warned.
It could be a trap. These people will do anything to carry out their goals.
Why do you know this, Stanley? Anything, huh?
I was in the Marines.
Oh shit. Oh shit. That's a lot of flashbacks. So
Yeah,
says the truth of Stanley's words. He reminded himself that his life could depend on remembering them. He raised his eyes. They were coming up on Koendori. Oh shit, what's gonna happen? Suddenly a boom as loud as the cannon fire. Oh, now it struck this area! And probably the screen. Something's wrong, Kodo thought. That's no ordinary city noise. It sounded like a...
Yeah.
A column of black smoke rose up from between two nearby buildings. Passerby stopped and stared, gasping in alarm.
Not every day you see a minivan explode.
Right. Oh, here we go. Cutscene, y'all.
Cutscene now.
Oh, shit. Here we go. Stanley is faster than us. He's just trailing behind so we don't feel bad.
Pretty much.
Maybe. Oh, shit. Here we go. Here we go, y'all.
Time for us to rush into the flames.
Honestly, this would be a good movie. I mean, I wonder if
right?
Like, this would be a good movie. Yeah. And then Kano saw flames. This hadn't been an accident. Someone had set off an explosion. The Shibuya precinct wasn't too far from here. Kano recalled the attempted bioterrorism attack on Kasumigaseki.
2 years ago, the Tokyo Metropolitan Public Safety Commission obtained intel of an imminent bioterrorist attack within the city. Immediately afterward, an unoccupied minivan exploded outside the Metropolitan Police Department, and the device for dispersing a bacterial contagion was discovered at the subway platform at Kasumigaseki Station. Having determined that the city bureaucracy was the target, the Japanese government contacted the terrorist organization responsible in secret, making a deal to put an end to the threat.
That incident had begun with a van exploding outside the Tokyo MPD station. This is deja vu.
And if you didn't know, it's one of the reasons why you can't find trash cans all around Tokyo anymore.
Is that why?
Yeah,
like for real?
Yeah.
Wait, that's like a thing?
That's a thing, yeah.
Oh wow. See, I always wondered about that, because everyone, like, when I see, like, tourist videos, they're, like, complaining, it's like, where's the trash can?
Yeah.
Where's the trash can?
It's because trash cans don't get the same level of scrutiny as everything else, so it's really easy to put, like, a bioterrorism weapon in there, and there was one. obviously several years ago now, but yeah, that's the whole reason why there's no trash cans in Tokyo anymore.
Well, we learn something new every
Or
day.
I should clarify, there are fewer trash cans in Tokyo.
Oh, okay.
It's not that we don't have trash cans. It's just that you don't see them on the street, when you walk around.
So you have to go inside of like a store if you want to throw something away.
Pretty much, yeah.
Well, history lesson for today, y'all. Welcome to the History Channel. We're sponsored. No, I wish we were. Anyway.
We're not sponsored, but if History Channel wants to sponsor us.
Hey, what up, History Channel? Anyway. Already a large crowd of onlookers was gathering. Shouts rose up as they took in the scene.
What's going on? What happened? That car is on fire!
Okay, Elmo. He's back.
Elmo's back.
Elmo's back and he said the car. Oh my god, it's that Elmo with the fire inside.
That car's on fire!
Stage 2 then quickly slipped around the back of the burning vehicle. It was a minivan. Probably a blue one. One that we're looking for. Peering at the flaming chassis? Chassis? Yeah, same. He could see that there was someone inside. Oh no. Could that be Hitomi? Once they had their hands on the antiviral, the criminals would have no further use for Hitomi Osawa. Already, his body had been charged to ash. At this point, it was hardly recognizable as a human anymore.
Alright, and we have a keep out. We probably have the jump somewhere, so you may have to keep with me as I start looking through.
Yeah. Elmo Arson Edition.
Yes.
Yeah, Arson Elmo. We stand.
Okay, you don't have a jump. Okay. That was Sister, and that one is to Minorikawa, so that's a no. Shit, Kano didn't do anything this time. Minorikawa. We didn't figure out how to save Miku either.
What's wrong with him?
Shit, Osawa has just been like reflecting on his life. Okay.
For the past hour, I feel.
So, looks like we need to change some stuff about Minorikawa.
Wait.
So I'm gonna go up here. Because I don't remember what has happened in his route.
That man is struggling.
You know what? Let's go back to the theater.
He'd agreed to take on a responsibility. Headed back to the theater. Hey.
Maybe we'll see Miku there.
I hope so. Not Hatsune, but you know.
Yeah.
Anyway, he got there. I wish. No. He flagged down the first guy he saw to tell him about the dry ice machine. Hey! Make sure you remember that I'm about to tell you, okay? The dry ice machine is broken. The man stared back at him blankly, but Minorikawa just forged ahead, like you do. Got it? The dry ice machine is broken. He needs to go back to the electronics store. Make sure you let the folks in charge there know. Why do I sound drunk?
Because honestly, Minorikawa sort of acts like he's drunk at all times.
Right, he has big drunk energy. His obligation, man, he hurried back to the cafe to get back to where he got his coffee.
Oh no, that's why we didn't do that. I forgot that.
Oh, let's not. And say we did.
Yep, we're gonna undo that.
Series of events that begins with us ticking off the waitress so much that she spits in our drink, culminating in a bomb.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Okay.
There was nothing to do about. Yeah. All of that. I remember that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, good time.
Okay, so that one obviously can't be changed. We good?
What? Oh yeah, that's the waitress that we just talked about actually.
Okay, so I guess let's see what happens if we change this one. Okay, so Miku is at the knick-knack shop, or
Right.
needs to go to the knick-knack shop, so let's change it to this.
Probably he was headed to a knick-knack shop. Minorikawa recalled seeing one near the burning hammer demo site. He was like, okay, sorry. He also recalled seeing a poster outside the place that read, "We buy computers at top prices."
PC for money.
Damn. The guy had led him on a wild goose chase. Oh yeah, that's right. He stole our laptop, and that's when we went to go. Okay.
Yep.
Go take a deep breath. He headed in that direction. Yes. Okay. I
Let
feel
go.
this. Whee! Noriko is in a perpetual state of inebriation. There you are, Yanagashita! Minorikawa burst into the shop at center guy, an accusing finger pointing squarely at the thief.
Listen, there's no way I'm buying a computer that doesn't have a power cable. Details, details. All you sell here is junk anyway.
Yanagashita and the shopkeeper had gotten into an argument. Minorikawa recognized the shopkeeper. It was the guy he'd run into on the roadside earlier, who I gave a little survey to.
Yeah.
The computer belongs to me, Minorikawa shouted at as he marched up to them. Give it back. Yanagashita clutched the laptop to his chest like a child.
No, I need the money.
Knock it off! You're acting like a child! Minorikawa tried to slap him out of his tantrum, but Yanagashita dug to avoid the blow. And then, bizarrely, Yanagashita froze. A fierce anime gleam came to his eye. He broke into an incomprehensible stammer.
That's it!
Yanagashita snatched up a flyer and his gaze had fixed on.
Iron stomach, huh? This right here is my little bluebird of happiness!
He cried.
You know what? You can have this.
Yanagashita shoved the laptop back into the Minorikawa's arms.
And welcome to it, you idiot! I don't need no worthless computer!
You're the idiot, Buster! Minorikawa smacked Yanagashita right across the face.
Ew.
Hitting him felt good. He decided to do it again. Slip! Minorikawa shoved Yanagashita towards the shopkeeper. Hand this guy over to the police, he said.
No, not the police!
Yanagashita pleaded. Get it, you thief! You tried to rip me off, and you have no idea how much is riding on my work! You deserve 10,000 deaths!
10,000? Isn't that taking things just a little too far? I'm sorry already, I'll give up.
Finally, the guy was ready to surrender. Minorikawa let his guard down for a moment.
Like I am!
Switching gears in an instant, Yanagashita took off running at full speed. This again. Get back here, you bastard! Minorikawa was already in pursuit.
Something tells me we have not actually changed history.
Yeah, because this feels familiar.
Let's
I was
see.
like, yeah.
Yeah, we're at the bad end. Okay,
Exactly. Like, I was like, we've been here before. Like, I feel like we've been here. For real.
You know what? Tama's the only one that deals with Miku, so, we're just gonna start changing her shit.
Yeah, let's see how far will it go.
I remain motionless, waiting for an opportunity to run away.
I might not make it in time.
The man murmurs to himself under his breath. Not make it in time for what? I'm curious now, but this is hardly the time or place to try to find out more.
Jeopardy.
I've learned for certain that I'm not Hitomi Osawa, which basically tells me nothing. I'm right back to square one on figuring out who I am. The assassin has gone quiet. Sitting on a pile of crates, he seems lost in thought. Still, I don't dare try to get away. All I can do is stand and wait and mull over my own situation. Just who am I? I ask myself again and again. I am... I am...
Sam, I am.
A girl.
Yeah,
No, I have no business with you.
the man finally says.
Go. Don't worry. I won't follow you.
I wonder if I can believe him. Maybe he's just trying to get me off my guard so he can shoot me in the back.
Do not go to the police or go back home.
He continues.
Lay low by yourself somewhere for a while.
How long is a while?
Until around sundown. This should all be over by then.
It'll all be over. I have no idea what it is, but I decide not to pry in case he decides to change his mind. Okay. I'm going to run away now.
Sure.
I take a slow step backward. I'm starting to turn away when he speaks up again.
Before you go, I need to tell you one more thing.
What's that?
When you get your memories back, I'm sure you're gonna hate me. And so, I apologize in advance.
Of course, I have no idea what he's talking about, but it makes me even more uneasy.
I truly am sorry.
I've got no response for that, so I just give the man one last look before I turn and run. Okay, did that change anything? Aha, it did, okay.
Oh?
Oops. I decide to look for some place to hide out for a while, as the gunman suggested. But since I don't really know my left from my right in this town, that's easier said than done. Before I realize it, I've made my way back to the knick-knack shop where I bought the necklace. Maybe I could hide out in here? As I contemplate that possibility, I hear an all too familiar voice.
Tama, Tama, Tama!
There's Mr. Yanagashita on the floor of the shop. He's been tied up with some rope.
Seems legit.
What happened, boss?
Look, this is all just... I was framed.
Nah, whatever's happened, I'm pretty sure it was all his fault. Just call it a hunch.
Wow, we have no faith in this man. Same though. He says I'm a thief. We'll say he is the thief for selling stuff he finds around town. Hey,
The sales clerk steps into view, scowling.
what are you implying?
What in the world is going on here?
Some
I
kinky shit.
haven't the foggiest.
Tama, help me, please.
Yanagashita,
Please,
he says please.
please.
Yanagashita kicks and squirms like a hyperactive child.
Do you know this man? I feel sorry for you.
The sales clerk asks. No. Well, I mean, sorta.
He's a real pain. He's been making a scene like this for as long as he's been here.
I find it hard to imagine a worse way to interfere with someone's business.
We're all thieves here. Let's start a guild.
Yeah.
I hate to ask,
The clerk continues.
but could you take him to the police for me?
The police?
Yeah.
Oh, well, the police... The gunman did specifically warn me not to go to them. I feel no loyalty to that killer, but I am reluctant to antagonize him. And for reasons I can't explain, I have a strong sense that going to the police right now is a bad move. But Mr. Yanagashita isn't privy to my thoughts, and he looks up at me with a hopeful gleam in his eye.
Yeah, that'll work, Tama. Can you take me to the police and then we can put this all behind us? All's well that ends well, right?
Well... Sure. Feeling like I have no choice, I leave the shop with him. Is he still on the rope?
Like a dog.
Yeah, is it like I'm walking my dog?
Oh, yeah.
Nope, he's free.
Oh, of course he is. Okay!
Mr. Yanagashita says excitedly as soon as we're out of earshot.
Now let's go find Cheery.
Huh? Are we going to the
What? No! we're not really gonna go, wink wonk. Oh man, I am so glad you showed up, Dama. Now come on, let's go fight Jerry.
From the big grin on his face, I have an inkling of what's coming next.
You've thought of
another get-rich-quick scheme, haven't you?
Oh goodness, Dama, you can see right through me.
It's not that difficult. It's practically written all over your face, boss. But Mr. Yanagashita isn't really listening. He's too full of enthusiasm.
This time I got a line on 10 million yen, so come on, let's go make ourselves stinking red.
He punctuates his grand announcement by pointing fervently at some non-existent listener.
It's probably us, we're the listener.
We are the listener.
Unfortunately.
Several weeks later, oh no.
Wait, several weeks later, oh no.
I have a weird feeling we are getting to a bad end.
Iron stomach, a celebration of truly astonishing appetites. When the mighty stomach, wait, what?
I stand with Chiri on the winner's podium. The cheers and applause are deafening when the Master of Ceremonies makes the announcement. Chiri is the champion. She laughs with delight as she holds up the trophy that signifies her 10 million yen win. And me? I got runner-up. I wasn't too into the idea at first, but after giving it a shot, I found that professional gluttony kinda grows on you. Even I was surprised by how much I could eat, and I had to admit it felt kinda good. My memory still hasn't come back, but that doesn't matter anymore. I've found myself a new purpose. To steal Chiri's spot on the throne.
Oh, wow.
That right there is now my greatest goal in life. So something tells me we took a wrong turn somewhere.
How is this a bad end? You got rich.
I know. Number 47, the Throne of Gluttony. Tama never got her memories back. She ended up starting a new life on the competitive eating circuit, which may not be a horrible fate, but wouldn't it be better if she recovered her old life as Maria? When she was cornered in the alley by the man with the cane, there's someone who could have turned up and helped her out, Yanagashita, but he can't do that if he ends up getting tied up at the knick-knack shop. Okay. Well?
But we won money. That's not a bad thing. We got money. Anyway, someone again, Yanagashita and Chiri do scams together like Ed and Eddie. Yes.
Sounds about right. Okay. Oh, well,
it says Tama can't go to the police, but the gunman didn't say anything about us telling someone to tell the police for us.
There we go. Okay, so let's try this. Oops, sorry. Endo Electronics.
Yes, we're gonna buy Jawbreakers. It was the only local place he could think of that might buy a secondhand computer. Whew. Damn. The guy had led him on a wild goose chase. Curses, foiled again. And Minorikawa started running towards Tokenzaka.
And we're doing this because both of the other ones send us towards the knick-knack shop. Because if we go towards Center Guy, the knick-knack shop is on the way. Tokenzaka is in the opposite direction. So in theory, we won't catch Nakashita this time. We also won't get our laptop back, and I'm not entirely sure how we're going to do that. But you know what?
Yeah, that's a good thing.
That's future us's problem.
Yeah, true. As he approached the Scramble outside the station, he caught sight of a skinny figure disappearing into the throng along Center Guy, suit with deep bluish stripes. There was only one man he knew who dressed like that. But why was he heading towards Center Guy and not towards Tokenzaka? Oh, I remembered.
No! Please, let's just ignore him and keep going.
Yeah, the knick-knack shop, burning hammer, fuck, no, not again. How are we, no, how are we gonna get out of this?
I don't know.
He recalls seeing the poster, there it is, oh no. We're gonna see him.
No, shit.
Well,
it's still taking us in a different place, so I guess we just keep going.
Okay, we'll go the thing.
So I'll just keep
going
until Blah 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 blah. 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 Okay, he sees the thing. I have a feeling we're still going to somehow end up tied up, but maybe not. Aha! Someone else came into the shop.
Eh? Now Nagashita's eyes lit up as they saw who it was. Oh, my angel! Whatever is my darling Miku doing here?
Yes! Think we're on the right track now.
Okay. Oh, there she is. Miku stood in the doorway on the verge of tears.
Mr. Minorikawa?
She said. Then her voice choked up. Miku, what's the matter? Is something wrong?
I...
Miku drew in close to Minorikawa's side. Huh?
Huh?
Yanagashita's gaze darted back and forth between Minorikawa and Miku.
You two know each other?
Sort of. More to the point, is she the girl you saw? You said you were in love with?
That's right, the one and only Miku. I have her entrance music set as my ringtone.
Wow. That's a lot. Paying no heed to Yanagashita's excitement, Miku kept her eyes fixed on Minorikawa.
Well, remember, like, the whole reason he's in debt is because he keeps watching her matches at Bride.
True.
I lost. To a girl who knows Aiki Jujutsu. I lost!
She buried her face in Minorikawa's chest.
Ah!
There he is. Yanagashita let out a gasp.
What's this about? What in the what is all this about?
He seemed on the verge of panic.
Mr. Minorikawa, I need to learn Aiki Jujutsu. I feel so ashamed.
She buried her face even deeper in Minorikawa's chest.
That's so unfair! Bye.
Bye, bitch. With tears in his eyes, Yanagashita darted out comically out the door. Minorikawa glared after the pathetic fella as he scampered off, like a roach. The guy sure knows how to take advantage of a bad situation, I'll give him that.
But at least we have our laptop.
Yay!
Okay. Are we gonna catch him and hand him over to the police, or just ignore him?
I think we're supposed to ignore him, right?
I think, yeah, because I think he needs to interfere.
Yeah, he needs to interfere. Yeah, anyway, I'm just glad I got my partner back. Ordinarily, he'd be inclined to pursue Nagashita and subject him to a tirade, at the very least, but there's no time for that right now. Ain't nobody got time for that. Wow, he explained the situation to the shopkeeper, who flashed a sympathetic smile.
Is that so? Lucky for you, he screwed up then. Much as I'm happy to do business, I just can't buy a computer that doesn't come with its accessories.
So you'd have bought it from him if he had the accessories?
Of course. Stolen or not, it's all the same once I've sold it.
Oh. The shopkeeper chuckled unapologetically. I suppose that's true. Minorikawa laughed along with him. Yeah, all the same. Like hell it is, he roared. The shopkeeper froze like a startled rabbit. I bet everything you have for sale here has been stolen, hasn't it?
Don't be ridiculous.
I'll warn you up front. There's no use hiding things from me. I've interviewed you after all. I know you. The shopkeeper was getting more and more flustered.
Well, I mean, look, this is just between you and me, okay? Sometimes I go around gathering stuff that people have lost and I sell it here. But it's not stolen, just repurposed. There's nothing wrong with that, right?
The shopkeeper smiled ingratiatingly. Wow. You moron! Minorikawa stuck his finger in the man's face. Selling lost property is a serious crime, too.
Selling lost property is a potential violation of Article 254 of the Penal Code of Japan regarding embezzlement of lost property, which states a person who embezzles lost property, drift property, or any other property which belongs to another person and is in no one's possession shall be punished by imprisonment with work for not more than 1 year, a fine of not more than 100,000 yen, or a petty fine. It is? Well, I mean, I guess I sort of figured it might be. Sometimes.
Well, I'm not the police. I'm more into curiosity than legality. In fact, I find this all pretty fascinating. I mean, what sort of things have you gathered up for sale?
I love how poor Miku is over here having a fucking life crisis, and
Right.
these two are over here like, so what have you found?
Wait. Well, let me
Well, let me
Oh,
see. Like this and that and that and that.
The man pointed to various items on the shelves.
And also this and that and that and that and that, I guess?
Huh. Minorikawa's eyes were directed all over the shop.
Like a kitty.
Looking at a laser pointer. Everything the shopkeeper had pointed out had a hefty price tag. And you're actually able to sell things like this? Minoriko asked.
Sure, I can sell stuff. Earlier today, someone bought a big necklace. I'd listed it for 40,000 yen, but I discounted it down to 30,000 yen.
And you can still make a profit even offering discounts?
Sure. I mean, it was just something I found lying on the ground after all.
Minorikawa looked back at him, and for a moment, he laughed as well. Then his face turned hard. This is no laughing matter, he bellowed. You need to stop what you're doing doing here right away. Otherwise, you're going to find out what it's like to get punished by my pen of justice.
Kinky. I'm
Odd.
so sorry.
The shopkeeper bowed repeatedly. Minorikawa glared. The truth was that right now he was so busy he'd have to let this guy slide. Still, this whole asinine affair had eaten up a big chunk of time he didn't have to waste. He was going to have to finish up his copy back at the editing office. Laptop in hand, he left the shop only to stop short when a slight figure stepped out in front of him.
Mr. Minorikawa,
Miku stood there, bearing his path.
please introduce me to a dojo where I can learn Aiki Jujutsu.
I'm sorry, I really don't have time for this right now. Minorikawa tried to hurry onward, but she stubbornly refused to let him pass.
You introduced me to that other dojo before, remember?
I suppose so, now that you mention it. He tried to slip by her on the right-hand side, but she was quick to block him.
You're the one who introduced me to the world of martial arts, Mr. Minorikawa.
Well, yes, you know you're putting me in a bit of a bind here, right? Trying to slip by her left was a no-go too. She could anticipate his every move.
Weird. She's almost like an MMA fighter.
Yeah,
Please, just hear me out.
Miku said. She was speaking through quiet sobs now.
I can't stand to leave things like this.
She looked Minorikawa right in the eye.
All right. Are we going to tell her, well, that sucks, but you know what? You just got to keep trying. Do we tell her, you know what? You can find something else to do now.
Wow.
Or C, I'm sorry, I just don't have time for this shit.
Ooh. Like, I feel like if we give the wrong answer, she's gonna beat us up. So...
To be fair, somewhat, like, I'm surprised we haven't gotten punched before this, so
Right.
it would be karma.
Mm-hmm.
Just gonna put that out there.
Maybe A, you'll just have to persevere and you're able to win again,
Okay,
I guess.
let's try it.
Because the chat suggested B, but I'm like, but if I tell her to give up on martial arts, then why did I tell her to do it in the first place? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry. You'll just have to persevere until you're able to win again. It's something you need to do yourself.
But
You were the champion at that one pub, right? Maybe your mistake was thinking that you'd be able to win in an actual for real fight. Miku began to tremble.
You
Oh.
jerk!
Miku delivered a blindingly fast slap to Minorikawa's face.
Why'd you have to put it like that? You're so mean!
Wow. Bursting into tears, Miku ran out. Hey, Miku. Oh, damn. She gave no sign she'd heard him, and she didn't turn around. Minorikawa rubbed his cheek. It stung. For once, he actually regretted what he'd said. Maybe he shouldn't have assumed she'd be willing to just give up her hobby. You did in fact know of several Aiki Jiu-Jitsu dojos.
Why did we not just give her one then?
Yeah! If only he had the time, he could have introduced her easily enough. Checking his watch, he saw that only 30 minutes had changed until 4 o'clock. There was no more wiggle room at this point. These articles needed to get written, and fast. He needed to get back to the editing department. Yet... Oh damn. Oh damn it all to hell, I can't get work done like this. Hirokawa broke into a run. But he didn't run for Heaven Publishing, instead he went after Miku. Because I'm a nice guy, damn it.
No. Alright, we have hit a keep out.
Oof.
I feel like we have too many keep outs for the number of jumps we have. Okay, so Kano's fate has changed. Maria's fate has changed. Aha, I think we can unlock Minorikawa here, though.
That guy.
That guy. Oops. Run, the other guy who's looking for Miku!
Running!
Yay!
Whee! Not keeping out anymore, are we? Oh, okay. Running along Koendori in pursuit of Miku, Minorikawa heard a cell phone ringtone coming from somewhere nearby.
And we have unlocked his cutscene.
Oh.
Sorry, you need to get away from there.
Shit!
Sorry.
Why are we laughing? It's like, oh, well, you know, at least it wasn't Hitomi. Shit.
I realized what that minivan was a second too late.
Yup, good time.
I was like, wow, like, how is he going to get caught in this? He's just gonna stand right next to the fucking thing.
Yeah.
Uh,
Suddenly, a massive fiery blast knocked him from his feet. A deafening roar set his head throbbing. What was that? What's going on? He lay in a daze on the ground, trying to wrap his mind around what just happened.
Hey, Miku!
Yay! He smelled the foul scent of burning rubber. Then came a sound of a quick footsteps rushing up to him.
Mr. Minorikawa!
A voice called out to him as if across an impossible distance.
Mr. Minorikawa!
Was that Miku? He forced his eyes open and saw Miku looking anxiously down at him.
Mr. Minorikawa!
Miku? Those things I said earlier, I'm sorry. I went too far.
What are you talking about? That's not important right now!
Miku choked back a gasp, and Minorikawa realized he had blood leaking from his mouth. Oh shit. His body wouldn't move, and his mind was reeling. What happened? Tell me. Miku's voice was dry and hoarse.
There was a minivan. It exploded.
Exploded? A minivan exploded on the city street? That sounded like a terrorist act. His reeling mind drifted back to the attempted bioterrorist attack on Kusumi Gaseki 2 years earlier. An unoccupied minivan had exploded outside an MPD station, and afterward a device meant to scatter a dangerous biological agent had been discovered near the subway. With a sudden clarity, Minorikawa recalled what Osawa had said earlier.
The power balance of the entire world might be at stake here.
Could there be some sort of connection between Osawa's warning and this explosion? There was. There had to be. Minorikawa's journalistic intuition told him it must be true. Something terrible was underway here in Shibuya,
Police!
a man in a suit announced. He crouched beside Minorikawa and gently lifted his head and torso.
Hang in there, buddy. Stay with us.
The change of position allowed Minorikawa to clear his airway, and he sucked in a deep breath.
Oh, that's not probably not good.
Oh no. As he did, an intense pain shot through his lungs. I think I might be done for. Whatever this intuition might be telling him, it didn't look like he'd be able to write about it. But if he couldn't get his words onto the page, at least he could do is tell someone else. With his last act, maybe he could still accomplish something. He strained to get a few words out. Osawa. Kenji Osawa. The power balance of the entire world. And his voice failed. He heard the sound of an ambulance sirens approaching. Paramedics began frantically unloading stretchers. Oh shit. Turning his head, he saw a number of other people who had been injured in the explosion laid out on the roadside. Amongst them were a woman and a child. Emergency workers bearing a stretcher came over to Minorikawa. Forget about me. I'm beyond helping. See to the others instead. Minorikawa shouted inwardly, but no one heard. Oh shit. Are we dead?
We have hit a bad end.
No, we're
Number
dead.
49, Premonition of Disaster. Minorikawa chased Miku as far as Koandori, only to be caught in the blast when the minivan suddenly exploded. A few simple words can change his fate. Someone who shouts something at 15:30 needs to change what it is they shout. If Minorikawa hears something that grabs his attention, he may not get too close to the explosion. I think that's Achi, if I remember correctly. Because I vaguely remember him
Probably,
shouting
yeah.
something. Okay, what's 15:30? Oops. That was not what I meant to hit.
Meow.
But I remember when we chose it, we were thinking that we were trying to get Hitomi's attention. But what if we need to get Minorikawa's attention? Because obviously she's going to open it no matter what.
True.
We'll say Hitomi, wait. Hitomi, wait! Achi shouted. But she didn't appear to hear his cries. The hope of rescuing her sister had driven all else from her mind. Let's see if that... Okay, there we go. Hey. Hitomi, wait!
As he ran along Koendori after Miku, Minorikawa heard someone shout a familiar name. Hitomi? It was a pretty common name. Ordinarily, he would have given it a second thought, but he remembered that one of the Miss Midoriyama winners was named Hitomi Osawa. That made him curious. So I need it that way. A moment later, he heard a cell phone ringtone. He immediately recognized it as Aya Kamiki's song. His reporter instincts tingled. It's like his spider senses, but like for reporters. He stopped to take a look around, and one young woman caught his eye almost immediately. Oh no! He couldn't assume that any pretty girl he saw was Miss Midoriyama. After all, it'd been a little too convenient if he just happened to run her now. Still, it didn't cost him anything to ask, "Are you Hitomi Osawa?" He might as well just at least check. But to his own surprise, he hesitated in embarrassment. He'd never been too embarrassed to ask a question before. He didn't get a chance to contemplate that realization.
Hopefully we're a little further away this time.
Oh shit.
But no wonder Hitomi got fucked up in that blast.
Yeah, she was really close. Oh no. A massive fiery blast knocked him from his feet. A deafening roar set his head throbbing. What was that? What's going on? He lay in a daze on the ground trying to wrap his mind around what just happened. And we're back to this! Behind him there was a minivan fiercely ablaze. A minivan. An explosion. The first thing that popped into his mind was the attempted terrorist attack on Kasumigaseki 2 years earlier. An unoccupied minivan had exploded outside an MPD station, and afterwards a device meant to scatter a dangerous biological agent had been discovered near the subway. In the end, no one had been harmed, but there were rumors that the government had paid a terrorist organization a hefty sum to keep it that way. Right now, Minorikawa was a stone throw from Shibuya's precinct. Could this be a repeat of Kasumigaseki's attack? The entire area was in an uproar. People were running around in panic. Minorikawa could see several injured people lying on the ground, breathing. And yet, despite the gravity of the situation, numerous onlookers were casually taking photos with their cell phones.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. Minorikawa got to his feet and went to try to get everyone away from the scene of the explosion. Hey, you guys, get back! There could be another bomb! Minorikawa looked as if looked around as he pushed back the ground. He was getting a strong whiff of his speed. He needed to write his copy ASAP, but he couldn't just turn his back on a situation now. Two young men strolling towards the burning vehicle. They were the look of juvenile delinquents.
Whoa, what the heck? Is this for real? Ain't this dangerous? Like, for serious?
The pair tried to find an optimal vantage point. Hey! Minorikawa snapped. Don't get any closer! He spread his arms wide to hold him back. The young men came to a halt, but otherwise paid him no heed.
Oh, this is bad. This is for real bad. Think this is a terrorist thing? Yo, get out your phone. Come on. But you think this is a terrorist thing? Dude, shut up. Just hurry up and call Susumu.
The taller of the two, dressed in red, was ordering around his blue-clad companion. Oh my god, you Gen Zs! No, just kidding.
Huh?
Oh, the boy in blue cuff.
Man, do it yourself. Say what now? Bitch, this ain't no time to get yourself all worked up.
Yeah, bitch. Minorikawa stood there, arms still held wide, getting more and more annoyed at their back and forth.
Yo, just make the call, man.
The young fellow in red scowled. He wasn't going to back down.
Huh? Yo, what difference does it make if I do it or if you do it? It doesn't make any difference, so don't matter if you do it. Yeah, right, it don't matter, so in that case, you do it.
Oh my god, you guys are like 3!
Look,
No.
I'm telling you to just make the damn call. And I'm telling you to just make it your damn self.
Oh, enough of this already! Minorikawa opened his mouth to tell him off, but then the young man in red spoke again.
Dude, the goods from over at Endo Electronics are gone. You gotta let Susumu know.
The name Endo Electronics caught Minorikawa's attention.
Huh?
Huh?
Yeah, but ain't that old Achi dude's fault for getting all huffy at us? I mean, it was Kiryu who told us to go find the Endo storehouse. Yeah, but Susumu don't like dealing in stolen goods. Says it dirties the SOS name.
Well, what a coincidence. Looked like these two were SOS members. Hey! Minorikawa called out. You two! He finally succeeded in getting their attention. Where's this Susumu fellow? I'd like to talk to him. He had no idea who Susumu was, having only heard the name just now. Still, from the way these two were talking, it seemed clear that some position of leadership. Yeah, he held some position of leadership.
You think
Also,
I'd tell you if I knew?
the fellow in red snarled.
What were you about to say?
Oh, only in a moment of danger does Minorikawa wield the brain cell.
Yeah.
Minorikawa kept his composure. Listen, you guys, I know the Tenryugumi. Tenryugumi was a Yakuza syndicate that operated in Shibuya.
Tenryugumi is an up-and-coming Yakuza syndicate that turned up on the scene about 10 years ago. With the seemingly legitimate Takarada financing as its business front, the group offers monetary solutions for people in financial trouble, but those who accept their offers soon find that their troubles only grow and grow. Embroiled in conflict with Kanto Shiraminegumi, who have been long established in Shibuya.
Hmm. These street kids were sure to be familiar with the name, if nothing else. I may not look it, but I'm in pretty tight with the Tenryugumi. And maybe you two don't know it, but Susumu's been showing up at their office a lot lately.
Susumu's been dealing with the Yakuza? Well, for real? Sweet!
The two punks bought it completely. What's SOS using as their hangout these days? I've got a little something to discuss with Susumu.
Huh? Right now it's this bar called Inferno.
Minorukawa made a mental note of the name. Right. And Inferno is where exactly? The two young men suddenly looked distinctively uncomfortable.
Uh-oh, later. Yeah, I got a thing I gotta do too.
Backing away, they took off through the crowd. Cowards! Hey, wait up! I need to know where Inferno is!
I love Achi and Hitomi just like in the background.
Right? Amen. But the pair had already vanished.
And now in the foreground.
Oh. Ambulances began arriving at the scene and paramedics rushed to tend to the wounded. Gotta iron my dog. Yeah.
Excuse me, would you mind answering a few questions?
Minorikawa turned to see a man in a suit approach him, flashing his badge. So, a detective with questions for him, huh? How about you answer a few questions for me? Was this an accident or an attack?
We still don't know many details.
Let me rephrase that for you. This is a major incident, Minorikawa exclaimed.
Huh?
The detective looked pretty flummoxed. Flummoxed?
Flummoxed, yeah.
Yeah! I've been around the block a few times and I know all your police PR lingo. When you start talking about the details, that is 100% indicative of a major incident.
Yeah, a minivan just blew up in the middle of the street. I sort of feel like that would be a major incident no matter what, but whatever.
Yeah, for real. Brushing aside Minorikawa's remark, the detective tried another question.
Did you happen to notice anything unusual prior to the explosion?
Unusual? Minorikawa thought back to the moments before the minivan blew up. Woo! Now that you mention it, I think I heard a cell phone ringtone. The detective tilted his head.
A ringtone?
No, never mind, forget that. There's no way the ringtone on someone's phone would be audible through all of that. Minorikawa struck the thought from his own mind as he said it. In all likelihood, he'd associated the ringtone and the explosion simply because one had happened right before the other.
Kano.
Oh shit. A large-statured Caucasian man had called out to the detective. Evidently, the detective's name was Kano.
Thank you for your Same. Thank you for your cooperation.
Actually carrying his girl like a princess, like she deserves.
Mhm.
Anyway, sorry. Evidently the detective name is like, oh yeah, sorry. Oh, he said with a bow, damn it. Then he ran over to the foreigner. I can read.
Mr. Minorikawa!
Minorikawa turned at a female voice behind him. He found Miku standing there. She looked like she'd been crying.
Yeah, you made her cry like not 10 minutes ago, my dude.
Oh yeah. Miku, about earlier. I trailed off searching for an apology.
It's okay, that doesn't matter right now.
Miku looked around at the scene. Minorikawa followed her gaze. Something big went down here, he said.
I know!
She exclaimed.
The explosion! I saw it happen with my own eyes.
You what? Miku looked around nervously. Are you alright? Yes, sir. You're not hurt, are you?
I'm okay. My ears are still ringing a bit, is all.
Good. So, what did you see at the time of the explosion? Miku assumed a thoughtful expression.
There was this girl who was running towards the minivan, and then I think I saw this other Middle Eastern girl suddenly make a dive for her, and then the van just exploded.
Wait, hold on, Minako said. So, if I'm getting this right, sounds like this Middle Eastern girl saved the girl who was running up to the van.
Mhm.
Miku nodded. Just then Minorukawa's phone chimed. He had received an email. It was from Chiaki.
Mr. Mino, are you still working on your copy?
He checked his watch. At this point, the 4 o'clock deadline was barely 20 minutes away. Nonetheless, he decided to stay at the bomb scene. He could definitely smell a scoop here. He was sure of it. Even if he couldn't get his 6 pages done by 4, landing a major scoop should be enough to persuade the loan company. Minarikawa jotted his phone number down and handed it to Miku. I'll make things up to you, he said. Give me a call later. Miku took the scrap of paper, puzzled. If you're looking for an Aiki Jujutsu dojo, I know a few. And at that, her face lit up. Murakawa decided to process the scene for clues. As he wandered around, he caught sight of Detective Kano and his Caucasian colleague. Oh yeah, alliteration.
I know.
Heading down an alley. Caucasian colleague. Oh yeah. Anyway, what's that smell? Something pretty damn fishy. If they were slipping away for a private conversation, maybe there was some way he could listen in. Minarikawa hurried into one of the buildings that bordered the alley. He looked around and found a public bathroom upstairs at the alley side of the building. Hoping beyond hope, he slipped into the bathroom window. Like a ninja. Voices outside. He held his breath and listened.
Those international criminals you mentioned?
Kano's words were faint, but he could make them out. Minarikawa did a little fist bump. Yes!
Correct. Roughly 8 hours ago, they infected Maria Osawa with the Wa virus. Then they let her loose somewhere in Shibuya. Hold on. By Wa, you mean...
The discussion involved some terms Minarikawa wasn't familiar with. He focused all his mental energy on what the two were saying.
This is a killer virus with a 100% mortality rate once it takes hold. 100... Oh, that's you.
Oh, 100%? Minarikawa muttered to himself. The shock caused him to unclench the fist he had realized he'd made. This wasn't just an interesting conversation. It was monumental.
It has an incubation period of 12 hours. In another 4 hours, Maria Osawa will go symptomatic. After that, she'll begin spreading the virus through the city. It's capable of airborne transmission? If we don't administer Kenji Osawa's antiviral before she develops symptoms, yeah, everyone in Shibuya is going to die.
Oh, shit. Minorikawa felt goosebumps rise all over his body. If they were talking about a virus and Kenji Osawa, they couldn't mean that Kenji Osawa. He recalled that Osawa had said earlier about the power balance of the world being at stake. There was no doubt about it. This was a tremendous scoop. Oh, shit.
Well then, we need to find Maria Osawa and get the antiviral to her as soon as possible. Just calm down. There's more to the story that... Aw, it's starting to leak out!
The door swung open loudly and someone came barging into the bathroom.
Ah.
It was Yanagashita. Why him again? Why here of all places?
Oh, I'm leaking here!
Yanagashita was on the verge of hysterics. His voice must have been audible outside. Kano and his companion went to take their discussion elsewhere. And they'd just been getting into the good part. You son of a bitch! Enraged Minorikawa grabbed Yanagashita and tossed him to the floor.
I'm leaking!
Shut your mouth! He put all his strength into an ankle hold and gave him a good twist.
An ankle hold is a professional wrestling technique that involves grabbing the opponent by the ankle. Being caught up like this can be extremely painful. It also puts a lot of pressure on the lower body, and if you're already fighting the urge to urinate, well...
Yanagashita wailed.
Ah!
Wow, I'm laughing because, yeah, they're like, so running around as Maria was perhaps not the best choice. Yeah, think!
Yeah.
Minoriko left the idiot blubbering in the bathroom and hurried out the building.
I mean, to be fair, we were in the cat suit for a while, and that probably would have been okay, you know? Like, isn't that sort of like a mask?
Yeah, it's kind of
In a
like
weird
that.
way?
I would say it's a mess.
But then we got out of the cat suit, so...
And now we're just, yeah, we're running around.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah.
Anyway, he hadn't heard the whole discussion, but he had a scoop on his hands anyway. Aw, yeah. This would be a tremendous score for Heaven Publishing, enough to let the company rebuild. He was certain of it. And if I'm the one saying it, it's gotta be true. As he ran along, Minorikawa tried to plan his next steps. First, he had to get back to the editing office. He'd explain the situation to the people from the loan company. Then, he'd go to find the paperwork for Osawa and have Chiaki check his copy. And then after that... Okay, so he still had a lot of things he needed to do. He swatted himself on both cheeks to get himself psyched up. Oh yeah, chase scene. His phone rang. It was Chiaki.
Mr. Pino, something terrible's happened!
Chiaki's voice was a broken yelp. Whoa, calm down.
Over on Koendori, this minivan exploded!
Yeah. I'm well aware. Thanks to that, I've got a big scoop that... Chiaki cut him off.
Just now, I got a call from Mr. Toyama's daughter, Hana.
This time, Minorikawa waited for her to finish. He had a sinking feeling.
She said that Mr. Toyama was in there. It was a
Oh.
suicide.
Minorikawa's knees buckled. Tell me you're joking.
Oh yeah, this is the funniest fucking joke I could think of. No! I mean, the van explosion is all over the news, and Hana was in tears on the phone, and... Mr. Mino? Mr. Mino, are you still there?
So I've been doing this for nothing. Toyama had killed himself?
I'm sorry, Minorikawa looks like he's about to, like, drop down to the pavement and just curl up in a ball.
Right, he literally did all this all day. And he didn't wait. Like, that was the whole point of his route.
Yeah, I don't think he committed suicide.
Yeah, me neither. I think he got kidnapped or some shit. Minorikawa felt the energy drain from his body.
I mean, we didn't see him that long before the explosion.
Yeah, and he was happy with Hana.
Uh-huh.
Like...
But this is to be continued.
Oh shit. What's even going on anymore? Fuck.
So you have a choice. We can end here for tonight, or we can push through and get to the end of this hour block. We've only got a little bit left, I think.
Let's push and pull
Okay.
through. Yeah, cause what the hell? Yeah, I don't think he did that either. I think it had to be a setup. Minorikawa, yeah, man in the suit. Oh
shit.
yeah, oh shit, what? No, wait, what? Ha, eh? Eh?
Oh, because we have to remember Kano's route vaguely changed.
Wait. Suddenly a boom as loud as cannon fire shook the area. Something's wrong, Kano thought. That's no ordinary city noise. A column of black smoke rose up from between two nearby buildings. Passersby stopped and stared, gasping in alarm.
And we get to see our cutscene again.
Cutscene! Oh, you.
Seriously, Stanley does not seem like he's having any problems keeping it up.
Yeah. Oh shit. Oh fuck. That's a lot.
That's a lot.
That is. Then Kano saw flames. This hadn't been an accident. Someone had set off an explosion. The Shibuya precinct was too far from here. Kano recalled the attempted bioterrorism attack on Kasumigaseki. The incident had begun with a van exploding outside of the Tokyo MPD station. Already a large cloud of onlookers was gathering. Shouts rose up as they took in the scene.
What's going on? What happened? That car's on fire!
Thanks,
It
Momo. Kano called it to the key and quickly flipped around the back of the burning vehicle. It was an internet. Peering at the flaming
Shocking.
shit, yeah!
Shocking.
Yeah! He could see that there was someone inside. Could that be Hitomi?
No, but apparently that's Toyama.
Yeah, what the fuck? Once they had their hands on the antiviral, the criminals could have no further use for the criminal foul. Already the body had been charred to ash. At this point it was hardly recognizable as a human anymore.
Okay, there's his keep out. So now we can go unlock it.
Yeah.
Da-da-da-da. Let
Oh
it save.
shit!
Okay, man in a suit. Now we can unlock it. There we go.
What? Wow! Oh yeah, Kano time, bitch.
Kano time.
Several people were on the ground nearby, evidently injured by the explosion. A girl in a hoodie was crouched among them, doing her best to tend to their injuries.
That girl is Miku Morita. While walking along, upset at Minorikawa for not introducing her to an Aiki Jujutsu dojo, she happened across the aftermath of the minivan explosion. Unable to stand idly by when faced with such a horrific scene, she pitched in as best as she could to help the wounded.
Oh, thanks. Kano recognized her as the girl he talked to earlier during the traffic jam. Police! He announced. Get back. Let me handle this. The girl was visibly relieved.
Help her!
She said. She pointed to a figure lying on the sidewalk, a short distance from the burning minivan. It was a Middle Eastern girl. She appeared to be unconscious.
I think she got hurt rescuing another girl, about college age.
Girl was in a hoodie, she said. A college-aged girl? That might be Hitomi. What happened to the girl she saved? Kano asked. The Good Samaritan looked around.
Huh? Where'd she go?
The rescuee had disappeared.
This girl here.
The girl in the hoodie gestured toward the fallen girl.
I can't believe how fast she was.
She spoke with a hint of awe.
The way she moved to get to that other girl, she was on a level way beyond mine.
Kano took another look at the injured girl. Her figure looked rather delicate. It was hard to believe she was capable of great feats of athleticism. He started towards her, but Stanley stepped ahead of him.
Leave this one to me.
He said. His expression was unusually certain, even for him. Do you know her? Kano asked. The American didn't answer as he checked the girl's pulse and then her pupils. Hey, Stanley.
Don't you have other things you should be doing?
Stanley snapped. Fine then. Kano decided to collect some eyewitness accounts. You're so mean, Stanley.
Well, we
Damn.
do know that they know each other. Him and Kanan. Because remember, Kanan warns Achi not to get involved with Stanley. So,
This is sus.
very sus.
Patrol cars and ambulances arrived at the scene, and a steady stream. Once the vehicle fire was under control, things gradually began to calm down. Several officers worked to cover the area around the blue minivan with a blue tarp. Kano got his questioning underway, starting by flashing his badge at a man near the front of the crowd. Excuse me, would you mind answering a few questions? The man puffed himself up.
How about you answer a few questions for me? Was this an accident or an attack?
We still don't know many details, Kano admitted. The man shoved his finger in Kano's face.
Let me rephrase that for you. This is a major incident.
Uh-huh.
I've been around the block a few times, and I know all your police PR lingo, and when you start talking about the details, that is 100% indicative of a major incident.
Well, I sure picked the wrong guy to try and talk to.
Yeah,
Stifling
Minori
his
Cowboy is
frustration.
always the wrong guy to talk to.
Oh yeah, Kano continues his questioning. Did you happen to notice anything unusual prior to the explosion?
Unusual? Now that you mention it, I think I heard a cell phone ringtone.
Was it good? No. A ringtone?
No, never mind. Forget that. There's no way the ringtone on someone's phone would be audible through all of that.
Yeah, the man was probably right, but somehow the idea nagged at Kano. He jotted down a note in his pad.
Kano.
It was Stanley. Perfect timing! My God. Thank you for your cooperation, Kano told the man. Then he hurried on his way.
Thank you for answering one question for me.
Yes. Stanley stepped in close enough to whisper.
Who was that guy?
He's really weird.
Yeah.
An eyewitness to the explosion, apparently.
Did he have any info?
He said he heard a cell phone ringtone at the time of the explosion. Not sure if that's significant, though. Stanley stood silently for a moment, thinking. Sus. What about the girl? Kano asked. Has she woken up?
No. I'm going to drive her to the hospital.
Huh? Why do that yourself?
Just look around.
Stanley said. He cast his eyes over the scene. There were still many injured people lying on the roadside. It seemed the authorities hadn't sent enough ambulances. But isn't your car back in Maruyamacho? Maruyamacho?
Maru Yamato.
Maruyamacho. I did it. Yay. Kano asked.
Under the circumstances, I think it makes sense for me to go back for it.
Stanley replied coolly.
Besides, I have a few things I'd like to ask her.
Kano was curious. You do? He asked. I'm sus, Stanley. Stanley's cell rang.
Yes?
Probably some cool ringtone like Batman.
No,
Anyway.
it just beeps. You can't hear it. But it
Oh,
was
it
just
just
like a beep, 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 beep.
Oh, damn. I wish it was Batman. Anyway, Stanley answered his phone in English. As he listened, his demeanor changed. The blood drained from his face, and his hand began to tremble slightly as it gripped the phone.
Yeah, this is probably not good.
Nope. Kano had never seen him this shaken up. Oh shit.
You got it.
Stanley said at last. He hung up the phone and let out a sigh. What is it? Kano asked. Stanley headed into an alley without responding. Kano hurried after him. Once they were out of earshot in the crowd, Stanley finally spoke up.
That call right now was from Gordon, my superior. His last name is Ramsey, it's fine.
I hope it's Ramsey. Oh my god, if it's Gordon Ramsay, I swear to god. Stanley should get the Kim Possible theme for his ringtone. Yes. He broke off there, and for a long while was silent.
Ba-ba-ba-dum.
What's the sitch, bitch? No, okay. He appeared to be struggling with some strong emotion.
Okay, are we going to get impatient? What is it? If you're going to tell me something, tell me, or not press. If it's not difficult, if it's difficult to talk about, you don't have to.
No, we're gonna press like a grape, like a Phoenix Wright.
All right, press him like a grape.
Kano was getting impatient. What is it? If you're gonna tell me something, then tell me.
All right,
Stanley said at last.
I can trust you with this.
Yay, I'm trusted.
Wow, never thought I'd hear you say you trust me. Kano teased. Ooh. But Stanley's expression remained dead serious.
You're not a fucking comedian. Keep your day job.
Okay.
We were contacted on our end by the mastermind of this plot.
Those international criminals you mentioned?
Correct. Roughly 8 hours ago, they infected Maria Osawa with the Wa virus. Then they let her loose somewhere in Shibuya.
Hold on. By why you mean... Kano thought back to his earlier conversation with Stanley. These criminals were trying to get their hands on a new drug. An antiviral drug developed by Kenji Osawa that had been shown to be effective against the Wa virus. Stanley hesitated before continuing.
This is a killer virus with a 100% mortality rate once it takes hold. Kenji Osawa's antiviral is our only means of combating it.
A mortality rate of 100%?
It has an incubation period of 12 hours. In another 4 hours, Maria Osawa will go symptomatic. After that, she'll begin spreading the virus through the city.
It's capable of airborne transmission?
Following the onset of symptoms, individuals infected with the Wa virus bleed from the lungs, and the virus is readily released into the air via coughing. The Wa virus is highly resilient in the open air and can survive even after saliva or other fluids have evaporated. Simply getting within 2 meters of a symptomatic patient is said to carry a high risk of infection. Bodily fluids from deceased patients carry an especially high concentration of the virus, and anything contaminated with such fluids must be thoroughly sterilized before it is safe.
Stanley nodded.
If we don't administer Kenji Osawa's antiviral before she develops symptoms...
Yes. Kano's voice was trembling now. Stanley spoke with complete sincerity. Oh, certainty, sorry. Well,
Everyone in Shibuya is going to die.
oh, shit. Well then, we need to find Maria Osawa and get the antiviral to her as soon as possible, Kano said, panicking. Stanley remained cool.
Just calm down. There's more to the story that...
Leaks!
Yeah.
No. Stanley was interrupted by a strange sound from the upper floors of a nearby building. Unsure of what it was, the two men hurriedly relocated.
It's just a man leaking. It's fine.
It's fine. A leaking man.
Mm-hmm.
Wear your mask, everyone! Like, for
Mhm.
real. They paused when they came to a vacant lot. The place was deserted. No need to worry about being overheard here.
Oops.
You said that... Oh, save. The antiviral... Oh, wait,
Oh.
that's...
The antiviral in question is stored in Kenji Osawa's laboratory. The lab is protected by a sophisticated security system, and apparently the storage area where the drug is kept requires fingerprint authentication from both Osawa and Tanaka.
What? But Tanaka's... Kano couldn't help but gasp. Tanaka was currently a fugitive, the prime suspect in the kidnapping case. There was no chance of getting any fingerprint authorization from him at this stage. Is there any other way to get in? Kano asked.
The door can also be unlocked via password in place of the fingerprint scanner, but we'd still need to know what Tanaka chose for his password.
No, it's probably 420. No.
In any event,
Stanley said.
it's essential that we track down and secure Maria. But
He went on, his voice grave.
even if we get Maria to safety, the mastermind is now in possession of the Wa virus. If they want to, they can unleash a bioterrorist attack on Shibuya at any time. To put it bluntly, the lives of every man, woman, and child in the city are in their hands.
Kano felt a pulse of fear deep enough to give him vertigo. He slowly tilted back his head and gazed at the sky, vested blue as always. There had to be tens of thousands of people in Shibuya right now. Rumi and Shizuo were among them. And they might all be dead within a day. It felt so unreal, Kano's mind almost couldn't process it. With an effort of will, he shook himself out of his daze. Now was no time to waver. We have to try, he said. In the next 4 hours, we need to find Mario Osawa and figure out a way to stop this mastermind and the WA virus. The words were as much for himself as they were for his companion. Let's do this, Stanley. We might not always see eye to eye, but together I feel like you and I can find a way.
With the power of friendship.
Of broship.
Yes.
Anyway,
This is a
but
bromance
Stanley
now.
averts escape. Yes, we're in bromance mode now.
My job here is simply to apprehend the mastermind.
Kano felt a resurgence of earlier anger at Stanley. Once again, he was putting his duties above human life.
I'm sorry.
Stanley's voice was a quiet mutter.
You should get away from Shibuya as soon as possible, Kano.
Kano hadn't imagined that the American would ever be worried for him. I appreciate the warning, he said, but I'm seeing this through to the end.
This isn't the sort of thing you can just solve with an effort of willpower.
Even so, giving up isn't the Japanese detective way. Stanley let out a nasal chuckle.
Back to that again, are we?
Yes. Same to you. Kano managed a tiny chuckle of his own. Teehee.
Listen.
Ooh. Stanley went on after a moment.
This is just between you and me. The mastermind behind this kidnapping case is an arms dealer who goes by the name Alfred. Beyond simply selling weapons, illegal arms dealers are also frequently involved in smuggling weapons unlawfully obtained through deals with government or military contacts. In recent years, such enterprises have become increasingly globalized. Some dealers form smuggling networks that also deal in money laundering, drug trafficking, and more.
Oh, oof. Alfred?
The attempted bioterrorist attack on Kasumi Gaseki, a hotel bombing in Chicago. Alfred had a hand in all of them.
What do you know about this criminal? Kano asked. Stanley's expression grew even darker.
Alfred's signature is extremely meticulous planning. But I don't mean meticulous in the same way you or I might normally think of it. Their plans are perfectly imperfect. Do you get what I mean?
Kano shook his head.
Alfred deliberately engineers accidents to make things complicated and unpredictable. It's difficult to get a good grasp of what's going on when the situation seems to be falling apart. People tend not to consider that coincidental mishaps might be anything but. In the end, they don't even realize they were playing right into the mastermind's hands all along.
Kano could hear the intensity in Stanley's voice.
I'm afraid that's all I can say.
Stanley held out his right hand.
See you around, Kano. If we're still alive.
Okay. If we're still alive. Kano let that sink in for a moment. Nah, I'll shake your hand after we finish this case. With a slight smile, Stanley withdrew his hand. Bro fist. Anyway, the two bumped fists instead.
Alright. We'll meet again, Kano. I'm sure of it.
Thanks, babe. Okay, yes, see you then.
I really do actually love their bromance.
It's a nice bromance.
It's cute.
It's very sun on both ends, but yeah. No sooner had Stanley departed than Kuze's voice came in through the wireless.
Attention, all units. As of now, further investigation on the kidnapping case is suspended.
The director's voice sounded strangely cold.
I repeat, as of now, further investigation on the kidnapping case is suspended.
Wait, hold on, sir, Kano shouted.
What is it, Kano?
Could you let us know why?
We've received information that Maria Osawa has been infected with an unknown virus and has been released somewhere in Shibuya.
That matched up with what Stanley had said earlier.
An anti-bioterrorism security force will probably be deployed in Shibuya. This is no longer a simple kidnapping case. Our part in this is finished. Bioterrorism is terrorism involving biological agents such as bacteria or viruses. Biological weapons are easier to acquire and transport than nuclear weapons, and because they rely on an organism's natural ability to proliferate or infect, they can yield powerful results for low effort. For these reasons, recent years have seen widespread apprehension about the possibility that such weapons might be used by terrorists. In the event that a bioterrorist attack occurred in Japan, temporary quarantine and decontamination facilities would be set up in the area affected.
No, it's not. We haven't managed to resolve anything.
Kano, I assure you, everyone else feels the same as you do.
Kuze's voice had a cautionary tone. They're still... Oh, that's it.
They're still performing the autopsy on the body found in the blue minivan that exploded. I'll let you know once we have a positive ID. Kuze out.
Kuze, no out. Come back. Director. Damn. But the line had already gone dead. Left at a loss, Kano gazed out at the cityscape. Probably some city pop is playing somewhere in the background. The sight of the bombed vehicle had calmed down briefly, but now that the news networks had begun reporting, the herd of onlookers was growing. There was also a sizable crowd gathering outside the large home electronics store. The large LCD television display showing a press conference being held by the governor of Tokyo.
Are we going to watch the broadcast or go find Doomy?
As much as I want to find Doomy, I feel like if we don't listen to what the broadcast says, we might miss some important information.
Alright, let's watch it.
Yeah, Kano might learn something new about the case. He decided to watch the broadcast.
Working closely with the administration, we are keeping a careful eye on the situation as it develops.
The governor's expression was solemn as he spoke. The moment he finished his statement, the reporters bombarded him with questions.
This seems similar to the bioterrorist attack on Kasumigaseki 2 years ago. Is there any possible connection? What countermeasures do we have in the event that Shibuya is the target of bioterrorism?
The governor was visibly disconcerted.
If this does turn out to be a bioterrorist attack, we will establish emergency shelters with a large-scale quarantine station at Yoyogi Park. However, there are still many details that remain unknown.
The politician was clearly struggling to maintain his composure.
Can you comment on the rumors we're hearing that Shibuya might be blockaded off? Don't be ridiculous!
The governor barked.
What outlet are you with? Are you trying to start a panic when we don't even know all the details? Besides, it wouldn't even be possible to blockade the whole of Shibuya.
The press conference continued. The governor and the reporters locked in a belligerent back and forth. Kano left the electronics store and headed for the cafe where Rumi and Shizuo were waiting. He had to tell them both to get far away from Shibuya. Like now.
Yeah, please. Please go.
Please leave. The cafe L'Entrée. Seemed quiet. L'Entrée? Seemed quiet when Kano arrived. Shizuo was sitting alone. Kano scanned the establishment but didn't see Rumi anywhere. Oh shit. One of the staff greeted him.
Welcome. Just one, sir?
No, I'm meeting someone actually.
Of course, sir.
The hostess smiled, and then she went on her way. Shizuo was glaring at him. Oh shit. Kano walked over to him and bowed deeply. It's a pleasure to meet you, sir. I'm Shinya Kano.
Yeah, nothing like keeping your possible, future father-in-law waiting for 5 hours.
Oh yeah.
You look like even more of a knuckle-dragger than I thought.
Sorry. Shizuo maintained his appraising stare.
Numi had something she needed to do, so she stepped away for a while.
He said after a long moment. Kano sat down across from him. There was a laptop computer open in the table.
Right now, the laptop is in sleep mode, and there's nothing on the monitor. But just before Kano came in, Shizuo was browsing an internet forum. He takes his user handle from a nickname for the apples he grows on his own farm, which are pretty little things and nearly as sweet as honey.
I love that about him. I
Well,
love that
remember,
for
the person that Osawa is communicating with over the Ayakamiki uh, forum is pretty honey.
He's pretty,
He
honey.
must be pretty honey.
Oh my god, he is the prettiest honey. Kano, sir, I already know I'm not getting the timeline where I get to be a farmer, so let's just get this over with.
Exactly.
Yay! The waitress came by to take Kano's order, so he asked for a nice coffee. Like you do.
Like you do.
What are you using the computer for? Kano asked.
I'm on the internet.
Shizuo's voice was low and gruff. This cafe has internet connection? May as well start with a little small talk.
So what?
Again, Shizuo glared at Kano. I just... The words wouldn't come. No, actually, this is no time to be making idle chit-chat. If they got infected with the virus, Rumi and Shizuo might die. Look, please, you need to leave Shibuya right away. Shizuo's face contorted with confusion.
What are you talking about? Why?
Kano wasn't sure if he should tell the truth or not. He was strictly prohibited from discussing a case with anyone outside the department. As a former policeman himself, Shizuo ought to understand full well the secrecy an investigation required. But it wasn't like he'd just up and leave town without a good reason. Please listen, Kano said.
Alright, are we going to tell him that there's a bioterrorist attack, or just tell him you just gotta go?
Oof. Are we gonna get shade for telling him the truth?
I mean, I think my big concern about telling him the truth is the fact that we can see the next table over. Just gonna point that out.
We can see. What do you mean? Like, I mean...
Okay, so if we say out loud that there's a bioterrorist attack, yes, we are talking to Shizuo, but also the next table over is very close, and there are clearly people sitting at it.
True,
I
we might
feel-
start a panic.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, we can't tell him why.
Alright.
It's very important that you go, though I'm not at liberty to tell you why. Even if this was Rumi's father, Kano couldn't bring himself to leak secret information. His mind spun with regret.
Well, I don't need your say-so.
Shizuo huffed.
I'm sick of this town anyway.
Kano was a bit relieved to hear that. Whew! Thank God. So you're leaving?
Does this have something to do with the case you're working?
Huh?
You telling me to leave Shibuya. Does that have something to do with your case?
Yes. Kano admitted. Yes, Dad.
So why don't you run off with Numi then?
Shizuo's tone was frank. Well, I mean, you're daddy, so, we have to take you with us. When Kano didn't have an answer handy, Shizuo let out a single heavy sigh.
Is your work important to you?
Yes. Kano hesitated.
Is it more important than Numi?
Well... Again, Shizuo cut Kano off as he waffled over how to answer.
Me? I used to put my work before my family. There was no question in my mind that combating society's ills and solving cases was worth any price. And because of that, I did some pretty reckless things. Almost wound up dead more than once.
Shizuo paused, a forlorn look in his eyes.
My wife did nothing but worry about me. So much that I didn't even realize when she'd worried herself sick. I was so caught up in my work that I wasn't even there for her when she finally passed away. It was also very absurd of me.
The waitress came by and set Kano's iced coffee on the table.
Okay, I feel like you're interrupting a moment, lady, but go
Yeah,
ahead.
girl. Sat there, untouched, until Shizuo looked at it pointedly. With a tiny nod, Kano brought the cup to his lips. The bittersweet liquid was a balm to his parched throat.
I told Rumi the same story,
Shizuo continued.
but I didn't tell her how absurd it was. I told her that her father only did what he had to do.
He took a sip from his glass of water.
Rumi, she's very much like her mother used to be. Their personalities are almost identical, and I don't want her to suffer the same way my wife did.
Shizuo's fist clenched in his lap, like the Arthur meme. What was it that made you become a detective?
Oh, I think that's me.
Oh, wait. Yeah, you're right.
What was it that made you become a detective in the first place?
Yes. Well, at first I got the job because I thought it would make Rumi happy, and then I guess also because I thought it'd make you like me, sir. It was the truth, but Shizuo simply chuckled.
If your goal is to get me to like you, you may as well give up now.
Damn it. I'm sorry, sir. Kano said, I can't do that.
Are you this stubborn around Rumi?
Shizuo grumbled. I love your daughter, sir. She's very cute. I want to keep her safe and make her happy, okay? Damn.
And why is that?
Whenever I think about her, I just feel so amazing. I'm sure that you or anyone can empathize with that. Everyone has someone they want to protect who makes them feel that good. It's an is that me? It's an admirable thing wanting to be a detective and protect.
Nope, that's me.
Oh,
sorry,
that's
I was trying to figure out who it was. It's an admirable thing wanting to be a detective and protect the happiness of people, but that doesn't mean you need to ignore your own happiness in the process.
What do you say? What you say may be true, sir. Earlier today, my partner was stabbed, and today is his wife's birthday. Shizuo arched his brow.
Is he going to make it?
We're not sure yet. Last I knew, he was in a critical condition.
This is why I keep saying that the life of a detective is...
It sucks. Yes, sir. I know. Shizuo's words trailed off with a lamenting murmur. Even so, Kano was unmoved. Dictum number 1. Never lose sight of what you're supposed to protect. Ever.
Why would you say the words dictum out loud? What's that?
My diary. No. Something that a senior detective I admire very much said. It's the fundamental guiding principle I've stuck to as a detective, but I was wrong about the real meaning behind it. My partner was stabbed. There are people I want to rescue. So much has happened, and now I finally understand what those words mean. When you see someone in trouble, you help them. That's not something a good detective does. That's something a good person does. Kano took a good long look at Shizuo's face. He had surprised himself finding the words to speak his feelings so clearly. He wondered what effect it had on the older man. Please don't laugh. I'm sure that, from your perspective as my future father-in-law, my being a detective means that I'm putting my life on the line. But that's not entirely true. I can only be myself. This is the kind of person I am. I care about helping people. Even if I were a baker, or a brewer, or a bookseller, I'd still act the same way.
You're being ridiculous. A baker and a detective don't assume anywhere near the same risks.
I mean, but like, if you don't get that souffle on the right temperature and... Anyway, I suppose that's true. Kano fussed with his hair sheepishly.
Huh.
Shizuo grumbled.
I think I see what kind of man you are now.
Is it a good kind that you like? He sounded oddly defeated.
Which is why now is no time to just futz around.
Kano sat up straighter as Shizuo's weighty tone.
A detective needs more than just passion. A detective can't solve all his problems with sheer determination alone. But at the same time, he needs more than just the ability to coldly assess a situation. He needs the conviction to stick to a case when it might otherwise seem prudent to give up.
There was something new in Shizuo's expression now. and a gleam in his eyes that hadn't been there before. Kano almost felt like he was being sermonized by a senior officer.
You got that? You need a cool mind, but a fiery spirit. A detective without both of those is worth nothing.
So I gotta be an icy hot patch?
Kano looks like he's just gotten all of the answers in the universe right now.
Right? He looked like he's like literally vibing. Oh my god, he's like, whoa man, I just saw the truth. Anyway, do you mind if I write that down in my diary? No.
Look.
Yuzuo said, sounding suddenly embarrassed.
Aren't you in a hurry? Don't you have to get back to your case?
Yes, sir. And sir, please, I need you and your daughter to leave Shibuya right away.
Yeah, I hear ya.
Please. Kano conjured up Rumi's face in his mind. There was a chance he might never see her again. He forced the thought away as best as he could.
By the way, if I may ask,
Shizuo asked,
what was it about Numi that made you fall in love with her? And please remember, I'm her father.
Oh, sir, do you want the real answer or the...
I want the rated G answer.
Oh shit, sir, mind blown. What? Where's this coming from all of a sudden?
Was it her looks?
Oh my god. No, it wasn't just that. Kano found himself tongue-tied again. Sir, stop it!
I mean, she is pretty good. Pretty cute. Even if this is my own daughter I'm talking about.
No. Panic mode. Where's the button? Where's the exit button? She showed that, wow, it shocked him by grinning from ear to ear. Well, yes, she sure is, Kano replied, but it's more than just that. She's also very sweet and kind-hearted.
Ah, she is, isn't she?
Yeah, she really is. And for the first time, Kano and Shizuo smiled at one another.
You're a man who lets his emotions show on his face.
Shizuo said.
And for a detective, that's not so bad.
Oh my god, I passed the test, yeah! Thank you, sir, Kano said. He bowed to Shizuo as he stood up from the seat.
Never lose sight of what you're supposed to protect, huh? I like that. Wise words indeed.
I wrote it in my diary. Kano turned to look back and then bowed deeply to Shizuo one last time.
Look, assuming that our old mentor ever comes back, like, if he doesn't come back, we have a new mentor. He just happens to be our father-in-law.
Right. I got Daddy's approval. Yeah! Approval unlocked. Alright. The ability to coldly assess the situation. Kano knew that what he needed to do. Alright, icy hot patch, let's do this. There was one thing that was nagging him. No matter how hard he thought about it, it still didn't add up. Why would Tatano let Al-Karawan go free? He needed to get back to the precinct and get the truth from Al-Karawan firsthand. As he walked along, he considered what he did know about the facts of the case. Hopefully this will not end in a stabbing too. God damn it, stop jinxing it. I swear to God. Just what sort of plan had Alphard put into motion here?
I'd like to point out, if we get stabbed, maybe we can share a room with our partner, so...
Oh, that's pretty nice.
No. There are perks.
Anyway, it seems that Tanaka and Osawa held the keys to understanding it. There had been relay handoffs of the phony briefcase, a relay that Tanaka had been complicit in. Then there was Hitomi missing, carrying the antiviral. Osawa had confirmed that himself.
And we have that jump.
Kano was starting to form a vague picture of what Alfred was up to. If the mastermind's goal was to acquire the antiviral, then obtaining the cooperation of Osawa and Tanaka was vital to that plan. After all, their fingerprint verification was required to physically access the drug. In order to overcome that hurdle, Alphard had presumably managed to win over Tanaka somehow, and had kidnapped Mario Osawa to provide leverage for her father. Against her father, sorry. No doubt that was how they'd gotten Hitomi to take the antiviral with her to Hachiko. While the police was distracted by following the briefcase, Alphard would then take the antiviral from Hitomi. That was the general plan, as far as Kano could surmise, yes. Just then, a call from Kuze came over the wireless.
We've identified the body found inside the blown-up minivan.
Kano's hand tingled as he gripped the wireless.
Mamoru Tanaka, male, 40 years old. An employee of Okoshi Pharmaceutical. Positive ID was obtained from the subject's personal belongings. Well, fuck.
What? Kano gasped.
But at least it's not Toyama, so...
Why do they keep switching the man in the van? If Tanaka was dead, it would now be almost impossible to access the antiviral drug in the laboratory. At this point, the only antiviral they had any chance of obtaining was whatever Hitomi was carrying. Kano thought back to what Stanley had said earlier.
Even if we get Maria to safety, the mastermind is in possession of the WA virus. If they want to, they can unleash a bioterrorist attack on Shibuya at any time. To put it bluntly, the lives of every man, woman, and child in the city are in their hands.
Shame. Well, Osawa's marriage is safe, I guess. Yeah. No. A chill ran down Kano's spine. If someone did release the WA virus, there would be no way to stop it from spreading. If Alphard really was planning a bioterror attack, Shibuya would well and truly become a city of the dead. He couldn't help but feel the whole department was playing right into Alphard's hands. Kano staggered, physically stricken by the realization of just how terrifying a foe they were up against.
And we have hit his to be continued.
Whoa!
I think we have 2 more left.
Oh yeah.
Alright. So we got the jump for Osawa, so I think we can do that one.
Yeah.
It's the bloody...
Yeah, shit has gone down this hour.
That's scary. So what sort of plan had Alphard put into motion here? It seems like Tanaka and Osawa held the keys to understanding it. There had been relay handoffs of the phony briefcase, and a relay that Tanaka had been complicit in. And then there was Hitomi's missing...
There's Osawa.
Yes, there he is. Hey, buddy.
Not your buddy, but okay.
We're at 2.5 hours. About that.
Yeah.
Ah, yes, a happy marriage.
Yes. Before the news
There.
was shared with the Osawas, the members of the investigation team quietly briefed Detective Kajiwara. Osawa and I sat on the sofa on the far side of the room, watching. They could see Kajiwara go pale. He wiped the sweat from his forehead with a handkerchief several times. Bad news, Osawa thought.
Mr. Osawa, ma'am.
Kajiwara shuffled his way over to them at last.
We just gotten word from the headquarters.
Right now, the task force is in uproar after a change in direction from the higher-ups. The detectives who were on the scene have been ordered to discontinue the kidnapping investigation.
He hesitated almost. Oh, that's you. Damn.
Oh, he hesitated ominously. Osawa braced himself. Please, let's hear it.
It would seem that your daughter Mario's safe.
What? Osawa felt an unexpected surge of relief. You mean it?
The case has been solved?
Added I. For a moment, they almost sounded like a happily married couple.
Wow.
It was only the stern look on Kajiwara's face that gave them pause.
However, as of yet, we do not have her in custody.
I'm not sure I understand, Osawa said. You know she's alive, but you don't have her? How? Deep furrows appeared in Kajiwara's forehead.
I'm sorry, sir. The information we've received from up top is complicated. We've confirmed that she was able to escape confinement. It's just...
The detective gave every appearance of holding something back. If there's something you need to tell us, then just say it, Osawa told him.
It would seem that Maria has been infected with a virus.
Infected? Osawa felt as if a taloned claw had just clutched his heart.
It's not one I've ever heard of before, but apparently it's called the Wa virus.
Yeah, I think they've heard of it before.
Oh shit.
Osawa's vision went dark. He felt as if he'd plunged into a black void of despair.
Darling?
I asked raspily. She didn't need to put her fears into words. Osawa felt them just as plainly in his own gut.
You're an expert in virology, aren't you, Mr. Osawa?
Kajiwara said.
Are you familiar with the Wa virus?
Osawa held
you
up...
don't even know.
Oh, yeah. Osawa held up a hand to forestall further questions. There was no time for that. How many hours ago was she infected? He demanded.
I wasn't told that much. Is that important to know, sir?
Depending on when Maria was infected, we may or may not still be able to... Osawa trailed off abruptly as the reality of the situation struck home. This wasn't the same as when Hitomi had been infected. Right now, there was no way of getting Tanaka's cooperation, which meant there was no way of accessing the antiviral storage. In other words, getting the cure to Maria would be impossible. Osawa's head swam. Detective Kajiwara, I beg of you. Your people need to catch Tanaka as soon as possible. I can't share the details, but if you don't, something terrible is going to happen. Just then, Kajiwara's cell phone rang. He picked up quickly. I assume this is going to be the other news that...
Oh, no. What did you say?
The detective's shout shattered the anxious silence that had fallen. I shuddered visibly at the outburst. Kajiwara nodded sharply, still listening. More creases formed in his forehead.
Understood. I'll let them know.
He hung up. All eyes were on him.
That was the headquarters.
Osawa swallowed the lump in his throat. He could feel himself quaking all over.
A minivan we believed belonged to the syndicate exploded near Jinan in Shibuya. Body was found amongst the burning wreckage of the vehicle.
Who was it? Osawa interjected. Tell me. Please don't let it be Maria. Please don't let it be Hitomi. Well, it's not either of them, to be fair. Kajiwara took a breath before speaking.
We've conclusively identified the remains as Mr. Tanaka's. No!
The cry was visceral, almost bird-like. Osawa looked around in surprise. It was I.
It's not true. You're lying.
Her shrill screams reverberated through the room. Osawa felt like he wanted to scream too. I know, I can't figure out if that's because she is still in love with Tanaka, or if she has figured out that they need Tanaka in order to unlock the storage for the antiviral. With
Check
Tanaka,
your priorities, woman.
I know. With Tanaka dead, there was no way to get to the antiviral. Which meant that Maria was going to die. And that is his to be continued.
Well,
this is nice and cheery, isn't it, guys?
This is not nice and cheery at all.
Shall we go talk to our little virus?
Yeah. Hey, little virus, what up? This is so sad. Alexa, play Despacito.
The assassin has gone quiet. Sitting on a pile of crates, he seems lost in thought. Still, I don't dare try to get away. All I can do is stand and wait and mull over my own situation. Just who am I? I ask myself again and again. I am...
The girl! Tama! Tama.
I am... Tama? Hitomi? Tama Hitomi? Or none of the above.
Tama Hitomi. Hitomi. Yes.
Why do we think where he told me?
Because... No, okay. Okay, fine, Tama. We're Tama right now.
I don't know if this makes any difference.
Right.
Tama?
Oh no, this bitch.
I turn at the sound of an exuberant voice and see Mr. Yanagashita running my way, flailing his arm in a friendly greeting. I swear, this guy could wind up banished to the pits of hell and he'd still give it his all, day in and day out.
You're right. Oh, thank goodness. It is you, Tama. I knew it.
The man with the cane grumbles something incoherent, then holsters his gun and flees the scene.
Huh? Now you're with some middle-aged guy? You look so sweet and innocent, but I guess you kinda get around, huh?
Boss! Nice timing! I do a little fist bump. Whatever he's doing here, I'm glad he drove off the guy with the gun.
What are you so happy about?
Yanagashita gives me a puzzled look. But he's promptly distracted by his own excitement.
Well, anyway, never mind that, Tama.
He shifts down to a conspiratorial whisper.
You know, I'm such an idiot. I can't believe it was such a tizzy over some silly scratch card from a magazine.
I can tell he has news he's itching to tell me. Did something happen?
Well, tee.
He brings a hand to his mouth and giggles unsettlingly.
I had a great little idea. Great way to strike it rich.
I feel like I've heard this from you before.
They're like, then perish.
Yeah. Mr. Yanagashita shakes his head fervently.
This time it's different. We're talking way more dishes than before. Now I try to be too surprised yet.
Spittle flies from his mouth as he rattles on.
Or, it's okay to be surprised, actually. In fact, I'm guessing you're definitely gonna be a miss this time, Tama.
I can practically see the banknotes dancing in his eyes. Cut to the chase already. What is it that you want to tell me?
Are you feeling it now, Mr. Krabs? This time, get this. I got a line on 10 billion yen.
He thrusts his index finger skyward, grinning ear to ear.
Surprised now? Yeah, you are. And it doesn't require any capital. It's a no-risk, high-return.
In the world of equity investment, a wise investor weighs risk against the potential for return. Many heavily risky projects, however, yield little in the way of actual returns. Such cases are called high-risk, low-return. The inverse, low-risk, high-return, is quite rare. The idea of a no-risk, high-return is simply absurd. There's a crazy gleam in his eye.
Oh man, I'm finally gonna be part of the billionaires club.
That is so ridiculous, I don't even have a snappy retort for it. I love how she's looking back at us like she's in the office.
Oh yeah.
Never mind that 10 million obviously wouldn't make him a billionaire.
This is now the office.
Yeah, really.
By the way, you haven't seen Cherry, have you? We're gonna need her help to wrap up this 10 billion yen.
Chiri? No, I haven't run into her since the sales demo.
Oh damn. Well, if you do happen to see her, tell her to get in touch with me.
Sure. Alright. I still don't know what he's going on about, but there's probably no harm in being helpful.
Thank you, Tama. Guess I may as well give you a little hint.
A hint?
Yeah, hint. Wanna hear it?
Yes or no?
Sure.
Oh, sure. Thank you.
Well, then I guess I got no choice. When you put it that way, I just have to tell you.
Mr. Yanagashita clears his throat and proceeds to declaim in an affected tone.
Wow, this visual. When the mighty stomach triumphs over the endless cavalcade of icebergs, the hero shall be blessed with fame and fortune.
Huh? What the heck is that supposed to mean? He looks inordinately amused at my confusion.
Wearing the catsuit has given Mario the power to break the fourth wall. It's part of a legend. You only need to remember that one verse for now. You're going to bear witness to history.
I feel like this guy's right out of some kind of story himself.
He is. He really is. Anyway, thanks for helping me out with the cheery thing. Adios.
Adios is Spanish for goodbye. The true meaning is closer to the English farewell. In day-to-day interactions, most Spanish speakers use the word ciao. Adios can carry the connotation that you do not expect to see the addressee again.
Or she.
And then, like a whirlwind, Mr. Yanagashita zooms away, leaving me alone in the alley.
Whee!
Suddenly I feel totally exhausted. I let out a sigh and drop my eyes, and that's when I notice a notebook on the ground at my feet.
Oh no, it's Death Note. No, just kidding.
Did the assassin drop this? I pick it up and look inside.
If you touch it, make sure there's no Shinigami.
Yeah, really. There's a photograph tucked inside the back cover. It shows 3 young people, 2 boys and a girl. We've seen this photograph 3 times now today, so I feel like it's going to come in handy later. Well, what do I do now? Do I go to the police? How would I even explain the situation? I can see it now. There's this killer out there, and he's after this person named Hitomi Osawa. And then the police would be like, who is that? And who exactly is after her? And then what would I say? Heck, they might not even give me the time of day in the first place. Not only do I not have any idea who Hitomi Osawa is, I know nothing about the guy who's after her except that he walks with a cane. I mean, I can't even tell them who I am. They'd probably shoo me away without a second thought. What am I supposed to do? I hang my head at a total loss. The necklace around my neck sways idly to and fro. Okay, so we've hit the save. Let's see if... All protagonists have cleared this section. Choose a protagonist to continue their storyline in the next hour. Let's do Tama. Apparently let's not do Tama. We'll do Achi. Never mind.
Wow, they're oddly specific.
Choose a protagonist to continue their storyline in the next hour. Okay. Okay, well, guess I'll just sit here and hit the button really hard.
Yeah, hitting
A lot of
button.
times. Yay.
According to the official Death Note rules, you become immune to Death Note if someone misspells your name in 4 times by accident. Oh.
Why 4 times?
Because 4 is death. I believe.
Yeah, but like, it is like but like you want to have a really hard name for someone to misspell it 4 times.
Yeah. I mean, okay, like I do know somebody who literally has a name that is like extremely long as fuck. So there's so many ways to misspell that one. So I think it's possible.
But like, I'm sorry, if I was trying to kill someone by putting their name in a book and then like I fucked up, I'd just like go reference it the next time. I wouldn't just keep trying to spell it from memory.
True. Unless you were being that weird plot mastermind, you write your own name but misspell it 4 times so that you could be immune to it forever.
That's not bad.
See?
Also, technically, like, how do you, like, if you misspelled your own name, what if it was someone else's name?
But remember, in order to use it, you have to have that person in mind while you are writing the name. So if you're picturing yourself while you write your own name,
True, yeah.
then yeah, there's no way you can mess that up because you have to have that person's face in mind while you write it.
Yeah.
So just look at yourself in the mirror.
Yeah, really. We've hit the 1600 to 1700 time block. We are getting down to the end of this game.
Woo!
So we are going to end here for tonight. It was a very long stream.
Plus.
Next stream is Thursday, 10 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Pacific, like normal. We will hopefully be doing Phoenix Wright. I assume that Lemur will be feeling better by that point, and if not, we'll be back to this. So, Have a good night, everyone. Wash your hands, wear a mask, get vaccinated if you're eligible, and we will see you guys in a couple days.
Woo.
Have a good night.
Good night.
Bye.